Hello, welcome to the beginning of winter break. I wanted to just go over a few things before you just decided to check out intellectually a little bit and have a little time to yourself. First of all, I wanted you to know about the MLA APA handbooks and what they look like and what I'm using. And also I wanted to mention something about the databases and also the handout lesson with the links that are connected to that. So um, with that, I'll start talking about the MLA and APA handbooks. I wanted to mention that a lot of you are doing research topics that might have to do with social science issues, psychology, uh, if it's business or something like that, medical, anything like that, then you probably want to choose. I mean, you probably have, I know you've already chosen, but you probably should be using APA. And this is the publication manual. I guess you can see it on the screen for APA. And this is the definitive version of it. And you don't have to buy that, but I keep giving you links of sections that are, like the Purdue OWL has things, and also I've given you handbooks pages, and the handbook pages come from this book called The Everyday Writer. I really think this is a great book. It's written by Andrea Lunsford. She's a very well-known scholar in her field. I know her actually, but she's continually updating it and making sure that it's one of the best ones out there. And basically, if you feel like you need a handbook to go with things, this is one that's excellent. It's superb. And so this is where I often take things from, and I'm going to be linking on the Getting Better Sources handout. You'll find a link to one of her early sites that went with this book, and it shows what the top 20 errors that students make. It's very useful. Also, about the handbook, the MLA handbook. This is the 6th edition that we're using as the guide. There happens to be, oh, I'm sorry, the 7th edition. I guess I should read, right? Okay, the 7th edition. And the 8th edition is coming out like in a couple weeks. And so, in fact, in 2 weeks, there's a convention in Austin. I may or may not go, I'm not sure. And I'm a member of MLA, and anybody who's a member gets a free copy of the 8th edition of the MLA handbook. Oh, whoop-de-doo, right? But with that comes the automatic link to its website. So even though you can't, I can at least look at the definitive things. I'm not going to be judging you by the 8th edition, though, because I haven't even seen the changes yet. The reason these things change every once in a while is obviously the kinds of sources that exist change, and it gets harder and harder to figure out different kinds of sources. And that leads me to my next thing I'm going to be mentioning is, sometimes you're probably wondering what's the difference between citing an actual journal and citing a journal from an online database. And so this is, like I get this journal from the NCTE, National Council of Teachers of English, and I get this mailed to me. And this is actually December's copy, and it has these articles, and sometimes this copy has extras in it, but the things that can be copied and scanned into those databases do. So most of the time it's pretty much the same, but there might be some differences, and that's why it's really important to clarify whether you're talking about the print edition versus the scanned in edition. Okay. And so the databases that you're dealing with are things like EBSCOhost is actually, it's not, EBSCOhost is not the database itself. EBSCOhost is called a subscription service. It's actually a bigger company, and it has databases within it. For example, it has Academic Search Elite or Premier. I never remember which is how it's worded. It has Psych Info Elite or something like that. It has a variety of different ones. And so if it has that little blue and green spheric symbol on it, then that's basically what it's an EBSCOhost brand kind of thing. So currently, I'm not really judging whether you put EBSCOhost as a database or the other, but if you can be as specific as possible, that's ideal. Now, that's if you're using actually MLA style. APA style requires that you refer to the actual home page, and so you would go to you would actually put down, if there is no DOI, which stands for a digital object identifier, then you need to write down the retrieved, and then from http://ebsco.com. And I think all of the main databases are similar to that, like www.procrest.com. It's pretty easy to figure out. CQ.com, something like that. And so it's going to be a simple thing to figure out the actual homepage. Now, the reason you would want to do that instead of putting the long URL that you see is anything that has it. If you see a URL and you notice the beginning of it has easyproxy.snhu.edu, then don't use that URL, because that's specific to the library, and anybody that is a member or student or faculty member or staff of Southern New Hampshire University can get into that. But if you're not, then you have to be able to go to the main database page, and that's why you give the home page. And so the idea of research is so that it's, if you put the citations for research should be verifiable and retrievable, and that's why you put the date, and that's why you put something that's of wider access to other people. So anyway, then I think one more thing I wanted to add is simply that congratulations, Danielle, for your posting of your outline. If anybody did it already since I have looked, then congratulations to you too. Also, any of you who need to get in the annotated bibliographies, then go ahead and do so as soon as you can. So anyway, have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate that. Happy Kwanzaa, I guess, or and Hanukkah I know is over with, but so basically it would be Happy Holidays. And again, sorry for the train in the background. I was trying to record when I didn't see the train. So anyway, so enjoy yourself and enjoy the time off, and we'll get back to things. Oh, one more thing. I will have a Skype session from 11 to 1. And basically, Skype is pretty easy to do. So if you don't know, call me up and I'll walk you through getting on. It's really easy. And you won't have any trouble doing it. Don't worry about how good at the computer you are, okay? And I'm sorry, you guys. I think it's Shauna and Jen, and maybe Sabrina too. I think you all had computer problems. So, hope you can catch up and everything like that. I'll be sending some of you, and also another Jenny, I'll be sending you some catch up lists and things like that. So have a good break.